Y'all, it's time to get out of that temporary space you're holding yourself in and start showing up for yourself. Let's talk about how 2023 has been the year of that girl, it girl, clean girl, soft life era, and all those other terms that got super popularized this year. Why did they become popular? Because when it comes down to it, we want a better life for ourselves and we want to show up as like the best version of ourselves that we possibly can. So we heard these terms and we identified with like some specific aspect or just the overall image of what they conveyed, and we identified that we wanted that for ourselves in our own lives. I want to always look good, I want to have my shit together, be on top of things, move from my feminine energy. But a lot of times we actually end up telling ourselves that we can't attain that or we can't be that because of whatever the current situation is. But I personally believe that like you wanting to be that person signifies that internally you already are that person. There's this phrase in a book series that I read that says like calls to like. And so what that means is that like similar things, items, people will come together and like find each other and connect, just like you did with like your best friend. You know, y'all connected over similar interests or hobbies, and for your partner, the person you married, the person you're dating, hopefully, you know, you guys connected over like life goals and like values. There was something that you guys saw in each other that led to you coming together and creating that connection, creating that relationship. What I'm saying is that it's literally the exact same thing when it comes to being that girl, that there was something inside of you, your heart, your mind, your subconscious, whatever you want to call it, that saw that and like identified with that. And that's why you have that desire to like be that person, or why it calls to you, or why someone else living that kind of life really like speaks to you. But can you attain it? To me, the answer is always yes. I firmly believe that anything you have inside of you as far as like passion, drive, desire, whatever, to either be or do is 1000% attainable because it's there for a reason. That you were given that vision in your heart and your mind in order to bring it to life. But the issue, however, is not can you do it, but will you do it? And at first glance, we're probably like, yeah, I'll do it. But let's be honest here. We humans love to make excuses for things. We tend to blame however we move, decisions we make, circumstances we found ourselves in on outside factors. And we like to blame other people for things sometimes. We allow our actions and who we show up as to be based off of external factors because it's easier than like really like looking at yourself and like facing whatever you've got going on, whatever you're doing to drop the ball, whatever you have unresolved within your own heart, things you can improve upon. It's easier to blame outside factors and focus on that instead of really looking at yourself and coming to terms with the fact that like you're the one dropping the ball. Personally, I spent the last 3 weeks in an awful mood. I was really struggling because I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was having a hard time focusing on things. And because of that, I like ended up finding myself trying to like avoid doing things for YouTube. I found myself like trying to get out of working out and like meeting up with my friends when I had already agreed to it just because I was having like a rough time. Things were just taking a lot longer for me to do. And you can imagine that after 3 weeks of feeling that way, like I was pissed. But that was a temporary space. Does me not working out align with the goal I have for myself to take better care of my physical health? No. Does me not creating content for YouTube or editing align with my goal to like put out a weekly video and like grow this channel and grow this community? No. Does me not meeting up with my friends after I already agreed to do so lead to my goal of like me wanting to like get closer with them, have a better relationship, and meet even more people in the city I live in? No. Okay then, so then why am I gonna be making decisions that affect my long-term goals from a temporary space? Do I wanna be the kind of person that lets go of things that matter to me because of how I'm feeling that day or just because I'm having a rough time? Like, no, but I was acting like it. And that's something that a lot of us do. We don't show up for ourselves the way that we should, and we let external circumstances that are usually temporary become internal adversity for us that we then have to battle with and overcome, which just makes things harder for ourselves than they really need to be. Take parents, for example. Like if you're a parent and you are sick and you want to have a day where you just come home or stay home and you lay in the bed or lay on the couch, watch TV, or you just have a rough day and so you just want to disassociate with a glass of wine. You can't do that if you're a parent because you still have children that rely on you and depend on you. Like, you have to pick them up from school, take them to their extracurriculars, you have to make sure they're fed, bathed, help them with homework. You literally cannot just check out and punt on your day or your life or the things that are, on your to-do list just because you're having a rough day. So parents literally have to show up every single day, no matter what the external circumstances are that they had to face. You know who also depends on someone to like live and be happy and healthy? You. You depend on you to do those things, but you still call in sick as often as you can on your own goals. But how often do we push ourselves for our friends and families if they need something? If you're dead tired and like they need help with like running some errands, or if they're sick and they need help with like people watching their kids, your nieces and nephews, they just want to hang out, like whatever it is, usually we'll like push ourselves a little bit extra and like give that little bit extra, find a place to pull from in order to show up for them because we love them and we care about them. Do you not care about you? And I'm not speaking here from like some holier than thou place, like I have it all figured out. Like, no, this is the exact speech that I had to give myself just this week because I was really just like letting go of everything, making excuses for myself, telling myself it was okay to not show up for myself and do the things that I wanted to do because I was struggling. I really had to like give myself some tough love and like tell myself to push through it and get at it and get some stuff done, because even if I wasn't at 100%, the little bit of progress that I could make by pushing through was better than no progress at all. I said at the beginning of this video that you wanting to be something or identifying with something signifies what deep down you already are and unconsciously like know you are, see yourself as. So when we don't show up for ourselves, all we're doing is allowing ourselves to be less than we already are. And usually when the conversation comes up about like being the best version of you, the message tends to be focused around like becoming that person, like making some kind of like drastic conversation. But my personal belief at the end of the day is that if you have that desire, it signifies who you already are deep down. So really the only thing lacking here to actually be that is action. Because whenever you like sit here and like pick up a camera and start talking to the camera or vlogging your daily life, are you not already a vlogger? As soon as you do it the first time, you in that moment are that what you are doing or trying to become. Like the first time I picked up a camera, I was just like, I'm gonna be a vlogger. I'm a vlogger in this moment. Like that's the reality of it. When you have a self-care day and you like pamper yourself, get yourself looking good, get done up right, do you not look in the mirror and say, I look good as fuck, I'm that bitch? You do, right? So the only thing that is lacking, the only trick to embodying that and becoming that is to do it on a consistent basis. And that's the hard part. Showing up for yourself and taking action every day to be the person that you want to be is truly going to be the hardest part about all of it, because the world and your mind are going to consistently throw things at you to distract you. And it's fully up to you and only you to decide if you're going to let something come between you and who you already are. Not who you want to be, but who you really already are deep down. I'm on this journey myself, and obviously some days are harder than others, but it's something that I have to like constantly remind myself of and just really like keep going, because ain't nobody else gonna make this happen for me except for me. So if you're on your own journey or you're just wanting to start, leave me a comment below on like a way that you can show up for yourself instead of letting the outside factors distract you. And if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.